Whoa, 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 whoa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Living in, singing in heavenly choir. And there was an old church back down in the woods. And in this church there was an old deacon there. He's been going at a mighty long time. He said, choir director, let me sing a song. And he told the old man, you can't sing a song. He said, you gotta tremble in your voice. And it hurt the old man's feelings. And when you get old, you know, that's how they treat you. And when you get old, they catch you on the side. Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know about that at old school. Singing in heavenly choir. Good morning. My law. I'll tell you. Last couple of days, I've been tripping. Getting out here a little later. And the sun is beating me, you hear me? Or meeting me. But I got to do it, you hear me? Found me a choir that let me sing. Singing in. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. What's good? All right. Don't have one topic. It's just, if y'all got a minute, talk to the brothers today. Eric Carmody, good morning. I'm talking to black men this morning, and believe it or not, that's my main focus these days. But I know I talk about a lot of other stuff, but if y'all notice, whenever I talk, I integrate the plight and the survival and the progression of black men and black boys, and majority of the opinions I share. Because I'm smart enough to understand that we can't have a race or a society without men. We can't have a race or society without black boys and black men. And I'll keep talking about it. I don't care who doesn't want to hear it. The fact that you don't want to hear about how black men and black boys can be helped to survive or encouraged to be progressive in society lets me know there's something wrong with you. In our race, black folks, we can't have a society without black boys and black men. Who's going to protect, provide, hunter, gather? Yeah, I know the government has done all that for the women. But look at them. Look how they're reading these books. Look how they're falling for charlatans like Derek Jackson. They need healthy, developmentally grown, healthy black men. That means you have to have strong, developmentally strong black boys in order for them to grow into these men. So my topic today is, dear black men, stay up, man. Stay up, brothers. Stay up. I know oftentimes we feel devalued, we're not appreciated, we're not wanted, only for resources that we can provide. And that resource can be our physical ability. No, mainly to push, pull, lift, and drag, and to provide semen or sperm or nut, whatever language you're using. That seems to be the only utility for black boys and black men in the black race, and especially in this American society or in the world, to entertain and to sexually gratify. When I view it as human beings with feelings, just look at the high incarceration rate and the beatings by the cops and the way we batter and bruise and murder each other. We're not looked at as human beings. That's the whole plantation mindset, because our race was not deemed human And so therefore we will not treat it humanely since we've been here in 400 some odd years. And we've taken on that behavior, and we've always projected it on black boys and black girls. I know black females have all the platforms to say, protect black women. But I totally rebuke that and reject that. Sure, they know how to get protection. Get a man, get a husband. Start out here and get you a man and settle your ass down and be a woman. Eric says, Rika, it's hard to keep your head up when you run out of money, out of ideas. Your family and friends disappoint you. I know it, but guess what? We're still men, Eric. We're still men. And men, we work our way through that. And I just want to point out some things a lot of us aren't paying attention to. See, even black men, we've been trained and conditioned to sacrifice ourselves if we ain't shit. I don't know how you feel some kind of pride about what you're doing when you're dead. Well, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna make sure the women and the children live. Well, so they can go screw somebody else? That's all they're gonna do. After you pass with it, they're gonna jump on another penis. And I know the fair thing to do is when a husband leaves his wife, secured financially in their children. I get that. But we got single men who are not married, throwing their bodies on swords for women they're not married to. Women that really don't care for them, as long as they're providing money and resources and sperm. And we need to teach black boys, you are not here just to entertain people. You're not here just to sling pipe. You are here to be like the great black men before you. Hunters, creators, builders of society. You're put here to be men, protective providers, hunter-gatherers, not pipe layers and sperm donators. So a lot of our boys think that. They think that they're not men unless they're playing sports, unless people are clapping because of some sexual or physical athletic thing that they've done. And we as grown men need to redirect that thinking, because statistically it shows, and even reality, black boys are being raised majority by single mothers. And so single mothers are not going to teach black boys to be men. They're going to teach them to be men for them. Y'all didn't hear me. They're going to teach them to be the men that they could never attract or they rejected. Eric E. Will, what's up? Yeah, he says, especially black men, we work our way through everything we have to. That's correct. But as a social worker and a mental health counselor, alcohol and drug abuse counselor, as well as mental health, I've had the pleasure of speaking to many young black men, and men period, but particularly black men, about stuff that they could never tell other black men or tell their folks and their family. We are always taught to absorb that pain. Be a man. And that bothers me every time I hear a man tell a young man, be a man. How the fuck you gonna be something you'll never taught? Come on, somebody. And then you got the women. Well, a real man, how the fuck you gonna tell what a real man is if you've never been a man, woman? Stay in your place. And we don't tell women enough to stay in your place. If you stayed in your place, you'll be protected. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because this is about dear black men. You are loved. If you ever feel, this is a simple suggestion, but it works for me a lot of times. If you feel underappreciated, not wanted, rejected, disrespected, unprotected, unloved, there's one song I know that was written and produced directly for us, to us. And the song is called Brother by Angie Stone. And just listen to it. She talks about all aspects of who we are. The hood brother, the corporate brother, the street brother, the single brother, the married brother. She says, Angie loves you and I got you back. And no other soul artist has ever written a song like that in the last 25 years. And again, I mentioned how, but next person runner up to write songs that's similar to that shows their appreciation for black men, that's Anita Baker. She wrote a song that says she apologizes for her part in the disagreement or the argument she had with her man. How many black female soul singers, R&B singers, or rappers ever wrote a song where they apologized for their part in the argument or disagreement between she and her man, her black man? It's never happened. That's why I hold Anita Baker to the highest of esteem. Then I can go back to people like Aretha and Gladys and Shaka. They wrote songs. We knew they were talking about black men. We just filled in the blanks. But Angie Stone wrote a song directly saying, "Brother, I love you." And I don't know why we haven't gotten together to honor her and tell her how much we appreciate her. And I try to say it as often as I can in my lives. I appreciate you, Angie Stone. Thank you for that song. I go and find that song, "Brother" by Angie Stone. And I'll go find any song by Anita Baker. And then after Anita Baker, I'll go find some India Arie. And those are the only three women in this 21st century that I go when I want to get that inspiration, as a black man, to maintain my faith that, yeah, there are a lot of sisters who do like black men. India Arie, Angie Stone, Anita Baker. And then we want to go further back. You have Gladys, you have Aretha. You know what? Even Fantasia writes songs and even in her real life, she likes brothers. And then Fantasia even give a brother who works at T-Mobile a shot. That's what I liked about her. She liked men, black, $1 million or $50,000. Fantasia, she liked it. She kicked it with you, and I appreciate that with her. But Angie Stone is top notch when it comes to that. She wrote us a song directly to us. So again, brothers, if you feel need that little upliftment, get that song. That is our song. She is our queen. She is. And I just want to run some stuff by y'all, but that black men don't even understand. Because I know on my page, I don't have too many under 30-year-old brothers. I have a bunch of, 40-something, 50-something married, or probably old and disgruntled black men and black women on my page. But it's cool. Maybe y'all share it to your younger sons and nephews and stuff like that. But, on my friends list, I guess. And so, one thing y'all will notice, only time that black men are appreciated or even paid attention to, like as if in being valuable, and that's during sports season. Did y'all know that? Y'all ain't ever pay attention? Black men only valuable when they talking about black men in football. Then they criticize and ridicule if they're not making a touchdown or catching a pass. In the NBA, if they don't make the right dunk or make the right layup, they're criticized. So we're only viewed as in a sports athletic sense, even by our own race. We don't value black men who are intellectuals. We don't value black men who are PhDs and medical doctors. And it's the weirdest shit. Those should be our superstars. I'm repeating some stuff I've heard in the manosphere on YouTube, because these brothers, a lot of them are telling the truth. We're not. Black attorneys, scientists, sociologists, psychologists, social workers, counselors. We're not valued the way they place all this value, because we don't run fast, and we're not projecting any of our athletic prowess. We don't have a bunch of white folks paying us to cheer and all of this, and our faces are not put all on television. We don't respect the free thinking of us. White America is certainly not going to respect the Malcolm X's of us and the Marcus Garveys of us or the Rico Rivers of us. So you can't hardly expect us to, because we've never really thought on our own in about 100 years. And so, when I say to dear black men, it's been time for us to learn to form a fence around our gender as a group. We have to replicate the 1995 October 16th Million Man March movement. 2.5 million black men showed up of all backgrounds. And I was there, and it was awesome. We were there for one purpose. That is to try to continue to push progress and the proliferation of our race by protection of each other, our women, and our children. Somehow a lot of outsiders came in and doubled down on the foolishness, and that kind of fell through a little bit. And the incarceration rate, they went right to work on all of that. But we have to go out and get each other, guys. We do. I know we get annoyed. Travis, Claude, what's good? I know we get annoyed with each other, and I do. We come in many forms as black men. We got street thugs, we got suburban black men, we got educated, college degree having, we have trade schools. But one thing I've noticed, and even moving here to Dallas, you know, black males have gotten out or been conditioned or duped out of trades. You know, the carpenters, the engineers, the carpenters, electricians, the plumbers, the landscapers. And that's how Mexican Americans make all the money. These dudes go out, come home with dirty boots, and next thing you know, they got the 2021 big boy ass, Tahoe ass truck, the big body F-150, 250 Ford trucks and shit. Those trucks cost like $50,000, $60,000. They bring home about $2,000 a week, just doing the stuff that we used to take at Votech. Somehow black boys have been, and black men have been conditioned or programmed into thinking their only purpose is to rap or to play sports, while everybody else is becoming 100,000aires and millionaires off of trades. Y'all ever listen to Kwame Brown? That's what I'm talking about. We got all these black popular people, famous people, and they don't ever talk about stuff that really trickles down to, Cochise, good morning, trickles down to the average brothers. A lot of average brothers out of work because they can't do anything else. If they don't think they can rap or use their body for athletics, they don't know what else to do. Hell, as a social worker, I'll encourage black men, you know there's a need. Why aren't you creating a non-profit and hire you two of the best damn grant writers you can and become a 100,000-aire millionaire off a grant, off your non-profit? All you have to do is dedicate it to being a mentor or uplifting and educating other black boys. You know they don't have no daddy because these women don't want no father for no children because white daddy won't pay them no more money if they get a father. All they want is their penis and their sperm. And so, guys, I need y'all to stop acting so damn naive. Yes, you are sleeping with the enemy. You don't even know it. Just cause she looks like your mother. That's Oedipus at best. Stupid. Freaky. Weird. Because she's black like your mother. You think she has your back? No. Cause when shit get tight, she gonna turn your ass in. Ask the average drug dealer. Isn't it interesting? The drug dealer will go out and hunt snitches, kill all the men snitches, but the women and told on everybody in the grand jury and everything. This hoe still walking around getting away pussy and having more kids. I found it to be a flaw in the game. I thought y'all took out all snitches, but if she got tits and a vagina, she get to snitch everybody out. When she get mad because you got another girlfriend, so she start telling where your trap house is and where all your dope at, and she still get to live. But a black dude who ass is facing 100 years, he's like, look, man, I can't do all that time. Now, if it was 15 months, and he decided not to, hell, he turned state's evidence, that man ain't gonna never live free until he moved to another country. But she get to go in that same neighborhood. They all know she a snitch. And guess what? You black dudes lined up with your pants unzipped to try to stick penis in her. And y'all talking about protect black women. Get out of here with that shit. That's stupid. Malcolm X said it in context for those days. And he was talking about the women in the Nation of Islam, dumb. But also, let me expand that just a little. During those times, segregation was tough. They were blowing up churches and little girls, the 4 little girls. That's during the time he made that protect. They're the most unprotected, disrespected. Because of what the police were outwardly doing to both black men and black women who were there standing up during the civil rights. But right now, when the white feminists and the white government got in the black woman's ear, she's not the one who's been attacked. It's black boys and black men only. Now, she gets caught up because she won't stop fighting or she won't stop cussing folks out. And the police like, okay, I got to do something to her. I got to grab her. But black men, y'all can't even have an argument with each other at McDonald's. 4 police cars show up with 2 stun guns and 3 pistols drawn. Y'all understand? I don't know why black boys don't understand that. You know why they don't understand? Because they're being raised by women. They act and think like women. That's why they get their ass knocked off by the police and by everybody else. Cause they say, man, you got me fucked up. You know, moving and pulling and jerking and shit like females do. That's why the police be blowing their ass off. Now, we can throw the racist narrative in there, and it's in there because we live in a racist society. However, you still can move around. Because a lot of black men who get into it with other black men, they both survive and go home. But these little black boys, these dudes up to 30 years old, oh my God, they ain't surviving no damn police stop because they act like chicks. And I have to continue to remind black boys, you can't be a girl because you grew up to be 100 pounds more than a girl, and you grew up to be like 2 feet taller than girls. So the police looks at you as a man, even at 15. They do that on purpose because that's the way they view someone who's not a human being. They'll even let a pig get old enough before they slaughter him. But a black male, if he tall enough and thick enough, at 13, they finna put a pistol to his head. You understand? Dear black men, recognize your vulnerabilities in this society. Stop listening to women. And stop listening to punk ass dude. Man, you just go around here, man, keep your head down, and it's how you make it. When I see old black men, it's very rare you see old black men. You ever noticed that? Dear black men, pay attention. Go back to your old hood and count on the old black men. I'm talking about 65 years and older. See how many there. You can count on your right hand how many black men are still alive that are 65 to 80 to 90 years old. But we see every other day on Instagram or whatever, some black woman that's lived to be 102, 88, 79, 94. You understand? Because black men are dying early, not because they're protecting their wife, they're out in these streets, because they want trying to get money for chicks. All the dope boys that ever gone to jail, all the little numbers running on the 30s and 40s, they all got caught, they all went to jail because they was doing illegal things to get money to who? Women. Trying to impress who? Women. And then you lame dudes that still going to the strip clubs and throwing your hard-earned dope money, your hard-earned FedEx money, your hard-earned teacher money, your hard-earned construction money, trade money. You throwing hundreds and hundreds in a strip club at a bunch of bitches who couldn't care if you even breathed on this Monday morning. Cut it out. Stop doing that. What are you doing going to the strip club? Strip club, in my opinion, growing up was for old ass men and married men. It's not for young men who have youth and strength and a clear mind on their side. It's weird. When I see a bunch of young men coming out the strip club, what's wrong with you? That's because old men go there because, hell, they didn't play it out. They can't get no woman no more. They can't get no young pretty girl. So they take their Social Security check, they take all up in there and go cash it. I ain't gonna spend but a couple $100 on sunshine, on chocolate cupcake up in there. And then he end up spending most of his Social Security check and looking crazy. And old women and rolling their eyes at his dumb behind because they saw him. Look, he had his butt up in that old place there, in there. And then with them old nasty women. And then you got the married man. The married man has been in there, been married about 15, 20 years. Been with his wife all that time. Well, they get that little, they need that little extra spark and entertainment. But young single men, under the age of 40, what are you doing in the strip club, fool? Unless you have extreme low self-esteem. There's something wrong. There's something weird about that. And I'll keep saying it. But ain't nothing wrong there going and looking at little ass. Look, I can tell you where you can go look at some ass for free. But sometimes just $10 admission. It's called a nightclub. I don't go to strip club. I go to the club. The young women in the club are wearing the same booty shorts, the same blow-up dresses. They bent over, shaking probably even better looking booty cheeks than them little tired, dimpled booty, dimpled thigh, tattooed up, battered and bruised, pill-popping, cocaine-head, drunk-ass, ugly weed-wearing bitches in the club. Ratchet stud girlfriend having hoes. And that's what y'all throw y'all money at? Please. Please. Y'all dudes, come on, man. Dear black men. Stop falling for this that, when these black women say, we stand up and protect y'all. When the police kill y'all, we stand on the front line. Well, listen to what they said. They say, we stand up on your behalf after you are dead. Pay attention to words. Words have meaning. And also sentences are put there for you to pay attention to how they are formed. Come on, somebody. Because you notice they don't stand up for you while you're alive and kicking. They have more complaints for you. If they're not complaining when they need something from you, that is your sperm. Because I told y'all a bunch of times when I was a little kid, there was a process where I used to find old Coke bottles and Pepsi bottles and Sprite bottles. We used to collect them behind houses and under houses, and people used to save them for us. And we'd take them to the store to redeem those bottles for money. And that's how your sperm is used now, guys. They don't really like you like that. They take your sperm and take it to the state and redeem it for money. That's a lot of black boys. We can't even get black boys out of high school now without some little chick and got pregnant in 9th grade because her man ain't put her on birth control. Or her mother, and he won't listen to the idea about wearing condoms. So here he is, he got a promising football scholarship waiting for him, but now he's a baby father in the goddamn 10th grade. I keep telling y'all, stop impregnating these chicks. If you live in a black ghetto, don't have sex with these broads. All they want is your semen. They don't care about you. And then if she see you with another girl, well, she gonna tell some other dudes to try to get them to fight you, fool. And that's how a lot of young men are losing their lives over chicks and their controlled nature and their controlling nature and their jealousy. And then she thinks she has carte blanche to destroy your property. Guys, I don't know who told y'all that it was okay to let girls hit you because you cheated. Dear black men, who told you that? I was never taught that because I cheat on a woman, she has the right to destroy my property or to hit me. That's against the law. That's called assault. If not, it was called a reason for you to get this 2 pieces of pepper across your fucking head. And y'all guys sit around and let chicks scratch y'all up and cut your arm and bust you in the head with stuff because you feel guilty about cheating. What you cheat for if you're going to feel guilty about it? Do it and move on, punk, and then stand up to it. Hell, if you're going to cheat, you did it because you want to. Ain't no guilty because you got caught. And then you don't owe her the right to destroy your property, bust your car windows out, put bleach on your clothes, man. When you catch her, you get that bleach and pour down her damn throat. Bitch, I bet you won't bleach nothing else up. More guys need to be doing this, and so that will no longer be an option. But you guys have been taught by your mothers or your beta male punk ass daddies that it's okay to let women, that is somehow connected to manhood, to let a woman to put her hands on you. You're stupid. I don't know what church you go to, but you need to leave that goddamn church. I don't know your dad is lame if he taught you that shit, because it's a reason probably why I don't have any children. My son, if I had a son, he wasn't there. He came home and I saw scratches on his face and he in the 5th grade, I said, who scratched you, son? But this girl at school. Why is she scratching on your face? You are a boy. She should be revering you. She'll think right, no, I'm not going to put my hands on him. So why? Well, I ain't never taught you not to defend yourself against all aggressors, male and female. Now, if it's a parent up there talking trash, you bring it to me, and I'll bring my pistol with. I'll take care of my business, our business with that parent. Or if it's a teacher, I'll bring my boxing glove. But what I do is allow you to absorb abuse because you are a male, and that's what we teach boys. Dear black men, pay attention to this program we put on boys and your sons. Pay attention. You got people that try to bitch down and punk out boys so girls can be the wild banshees that they are. That's not, if you put them in check early. So if I had a son in the 1st grade and a little girl slapped him or scratched him, he come home with his clothes messed up, anything, and I ask him what's going on, he's crying. Well, number one, he's crying because the lick hurt. And also he's crying because y'all teach y'all little boys never to hit girls, so they don't know what to do with that pain and that embarrassment, that attack on his pride and his ego. So he cries because you have told him as the parent, don't hit girls. So he's conflicted. Then when he gets in the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, he gets into it with a boy. He trying to move furniture with the boy. He trying to kill the boy because y'all told him never to take his aggression out on girls. But nobody's teaching girls not to be aggressive towards boys. And I wouldn't dare, if I had a son, tell him to let girls hit you. Good morning, Mary Mance. What you say, girl? This dialogue is going to be hard for many to hear and absorb. You are speaking the truth about behaviors. That's how I roll, Mary Max. Good morning to you, girl. And so, you don't teach boys. Boys are human beings too. Fathers, single mothers. You don't teach boys to cower down to girls. If you tell them to make sure that another boy doesn't hit him, you make sure you tell him to put that little broad in place. First, you give her a verbal warning. Don't hit me, because I'm not related to you. I'm not sleeping with you, even if I was sleeping with you. No, he's little. You teach him. You teach your little third grade boy, hey, girls don't hit boys, and then push her ass across the classroom. And I deal with that son with your teacher, and I explain to your teacher, my son don't allow anybody to hit them. That old norm about teaching, let girls run wild and verbally assault boys and all that, no, my son don't do that. And I know a lot of y'all fathers probably like, man, so you saying it's okay for a boy to hit a girl? Of course it's okay for a boy to hit a girl. If she's out of line, she need to be put back in her place. Hell, that's why a lot of these sisters around here, they're begging for discipline. Grown-ass women are begging for discipline. Y'all stop letting y'all sons be a bunch of bitches in these elementary schools and high schools, because you told him that that's somehow connected to his manhood. A boy's goal is to be a hunter, gatherer, protector, provider, not an absorber of abuse from someone. And y'all tell him every day, you bigoted her, you stronger than her. Well, goddamn it, let him act like it. If you telling your son you bigger than her, you stronger than her, well, let him show this little bitch that he's bigger than her and stronger than her by body slamming her ass. Put that two-piece on her ass, and she'll know, well, I'm not going to bother that because he's a man, baby. And it's always been weird to me when I'm in a club or a bar and I see these little 5'1", 110-pound women just smacking and throwing drinks on this 6'2", 200-pound man. He's standing there like a dumbass, like there's some kind of manhood. No, I look at him like, look at him. He's angry. He's been beaten down. But soon as a man come his way, he gonna take whatever that aggression he should have took out on that woman, he's gonna try to damn near kill that man. And that is something we need to talk about. He got anger issues. Yeah, he's angry at whoever told him not to defend himself against all aggressors, foreign and domestic, girls or boys. And I guarantee you we'll have a more peaceful society, and women will know who, and then teach them how to talk with a real tone, not a quivery voice, because women like men. They like, real women like men. They like strong, confident men. You got to teach your boys, no, baby, don't hit me. Did y'all know when I was young and I was dating, yeah, I used to always notice these couples, right? They would get into what they call that cutesy play fight shit. You know, bap, 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 and bap. Next thing you know, they roll on the floor, mad at each other, and hit. See, I never allow any girlfriend of mine I've had to hit me. I don't give a damn if you think I'm funny than Richard Pryor. Don't say, boy, you so stupid. Bitch, don't hit me. Or pinch me, because she laughed and don't touch me. You sit, peep your hands to yourself, throw your hands in the air and do like you praised if you think I'm funny. Or if it's something that you thought was offensive or whatever, don't push me, don't shove me. Because all of that leads to other stuff. You know how they talk about in domestic violence? You know, ladies, if he calls you stupid, that's going to lead to other stuff. What happens on the other side as well. Fellas, if you with this woman that you think is fine and pretty, but every time she laughs, she hits you, boy, you're stupid. No, that's testing you. Don't let her, no, baby, don't touch me. You know, don't lean hard into me in an aggressive way. You do it like a woman. You lay on me, sweetheart. You lay on me. Y'all have to forgive me. I grew up with women. I'm a kid of the 70s and 80s. I grew up with women. Even the prostitutes that I saw as a kid was more feminine than these so-called master's degree having corporate American bras around today. Even the prostitutes were more feminine and ladylike than these women today. Billy, what's up, man? What's good, Billy McDonald? So, dear black man, you know, 1995 was pivotal. Where 2.5 million black men came together. And we talked about the issues and what we needed to do. We have a lot of work to do. We've fallen off, you know, and we are so scattered. You know, And I'm personally taking on myself. Darren, what's up? That whole narrative that people love to repeat when it's convenient. Malcolm X said black women are the most unprotected. I don't do that. It is factually the truth, statistically the truth. That is, black boys and black men are the most unprotected, the most disrespected, the most highly disregarded group in America. Not women. Women aren't a threat to anything. Y'all go back to your 8th grade history classes and read about all of the wars that has ever been had in this country, civil or foreign wars, any war, even on television. What do they say? Kill the men, kill the boys. Because the women have never been a threat to anything that is considered a male-dominated system. And that's what we live under. But we got some slick-ass men that move to the side and let women do all the dirty work and give them a false sense of being in charge. And men are just laying down because we taught black men, Lou, what's up, cuzzo? We taught black boys that their power is in their penis. And I'm trying to teach black males, don't allow your penis to lead you into debt or to your death. And y'all know what that means. It leads you into debt. You got all this damn child support and you ain't got no money. And whatever money you had, these child support laws are raping you. And you're crying and whining about it. And into your death, you mess around with these old ratchet chicks. Mess around screwing people's wives, screwing people's girlfriends. Some people aren't emotionally equipped to handle you sneaking around. You can't be Jody you can't be Jody, like Johnny Taylor said. You can't be Jody. Jody's got your girl and gone. No, you can't do that. Because some of these men can't handle that. That's why the mental health stuff is so important. The mental health piece in black men is so important. We need to take this stuff seriously. But those of you who have young sons, teach them. You know, this is how a man behaves. Patiently, disciplined, but also, take up some kind of form of martial art or boxing. Because I learned from observation when I was a kid growing up, even in my adult life, the kids who get into the least fights or least conflict are the ones who actually know how to fight. When you put a kid in boxing, karate, jiu-jitsu, or even wrestling, some kind of form of how they can protect themselves, well, there's laws and there's discipline that come with that. Even coming out the military. Those kids in ROTC at your high school, they get into the least conflict. It's these single mother-raised boys that want to around here and prove their manhood with their fists and their penis. So and then trying to impress girls all day long, get their ass whooped when they know it. They learn that kid in ROTC also got a mean roundhouse for their ass. Blow! Right there. Putting to sleep. Y'all seen the videos. And they don't know that this little brother here who goes to class every day with his backpack on full of books in the 9th grade, 10th grade, he don't bother nobody, but all of a sudden you think he's corny because he's not wearing the latest fashion. And let me get to that in a second. And you start bothering him, and he said, no, man, I don't want to fight. When someone says, no, man, I don't want to fight, that's a little different than when I was a kid. Because a lot of times they don't want to fight because they really couldn't and they didn't have the confidence. When these cats tell you, no, man, I don't want to fight, you better tell your sons. And you grown as young adult men under the age of 30, 21 to 30, trying to still fight at the club, and they say, man, I don't want no trouble, man. You better believe them. They don't want no trouble because they know they can kill your little sorry, little bullying punk ass. And so now, you little dudes today say, I don't want to fight, man. You got all your little people around, so you think you finna get your easy win. Next you know, you put that Tyson uppercut and that Church's 2 pieces of pepper on your ass. And now you're mad because you're embarrassed. You can believe you let the quiet boy whoop your ass in the cafeteria or in the hall during their passing classes. So cut it out. When a person says, no, man, I don't want no trouble. Even if it's somebody like me that talks shit, or you view that I talk shit because I share opinions that are considered going against the norm, the narrative of what we've all been programmed to believe and to repeat. You know, no, I don't know. I don't do all that. Do I look like I fight people? I'm too little for that. I knew in junior high school, too little for that fighting shit. All that rolling around and swelling of the eye and busting of the lips. Hell no, that stuff looked painful. Hell no, I didn't want to fight. I'll defend myself, but I work my ass off not to be in a situation where I have to wrestle with nobody. Hell, I don't lift heavy weights. So I can pick nobody up. Especially now. Hell, I'm talking about when I was young. I ain't like to do all that. I avoided it. Because I see people fighting, I said, damn, that looks painful. And damn, his clothes is all raggedy, falling out on the ground. Hey, I see, what's up? No, I ain't do all that. I'll let all the people who don't have any words do all the fighting. That's why I try to master English and try to, come up with at least 2 new words every other week or something I can use. But also be very aware that some folks don't have an extended enough vocabulary or mental capacity to have a wordsmith throw down. So they want to, no, man, put your hands up. I'm tired of you talking that ish, bro. And I'm like, well, when they get to that, and I can feel it when they grab to go, that's, well, it was nice talking to you, brother. And I try to make exit stage left. So, yeah. No, I ain't no punk, no coward or none of that. I'm just a smart dude. That fighting shit is for the birds. And anybody else, tell you, trust me. They know when they get through, even if you won the fight, you still need an ice pack for your knee. You still need a steak for your eye. You still got to go buy you some new clothes, because even when you're tussling out on the ground, they snatch your little shirt and tennis shoes and shoes all scuffed up. You might got a knot on your head when you're trying to slam it, but you damn near slammed yourself too. Man, kill all that noise. Now, if I, had somebody encourage me to go into boxing or karate or do jiu-jitsu when I was a kid, I probably, yeah, all right, man, you don't want this smoke, bro, because I got a roundhouse that's going to put your ass in the hospital. But I don't have a roundhouse, so. So anywho, let me go back to that fashion part where I stopped at, right? See, a lot of y'all, you single moms out there, dear black men, don't make a fashionista out of your son. Because I've seen the way some of y'all sons dress. And I'm telling you, my spidey senses be tingling about a lot of y'all sons. Like, what is that t-shirt on with that weird cartoon? And why is your son wearing a backpack that's got Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs on this backpack? What's all this cartoon shit your teenage son's wearing? These tight-ass pants, and they got these weird-ass cartoon kind of t-shirts. What does that stuff mean? I tell you, my spidey senses be tingling when I see a lot of y'all sons. I said, something up. Why is he wearing all this animated shit on him? I know when we were in the 90s, we wore like spray-painted stuff, like high-top fade images, and it was like graffiti and stuff like that. People wore, and it was dancing and all that. But this stuff here, we didn't wear the Super Friends and Goldilocks and the Three Bears and shit on t-shirts and shit as boys. We didn't do that. There's always some kind of hard or masculine touch to whatever stuff we did. But these boys, they are just straight up, man, just flour, sugar dudes. Yeah, a lot of y'all sons look like that. I've been checking out some of these photos of people, dropping their sons off at college and shit. I'm like, whoa, well, if he ain't told his parents now, he gonna tell them when he become a sophomore. And some of them, y'all already know in the 9th grade that your boy different. It's probably why y'all taking to Morehouse. Oh! Shout out to Morehouse. But okay. I know, we ain't gonna do that to Morehouse, but I don't know why we keep playing like Morehouse is so hard. I saw the little thing is going around with Morehouse. And y'all not gonna act like Morehouse is a hotbed of homosexuals. And it's not against them. I'm just saying, stop acting like when y'all talk, I'm a Morehouse man. Well, y'all know that used to be pretty cool about 40, 30, even 20 years, 25 years ago. When they say Morehouse man now, they're more like, it's almost like Morehouse's man. Yes, auntie. Woo. And of course, not all. But I need y'all to stop making like that's just the epicenter of black colleges. Because Morehouse and Howard are just falling off. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Howard is not a black college. Morehouse, they probably need to integrate some chicks up in there. Because y'all heard in the last couple of years, there's some dudes in there trying to wear heels and dresses up in there. Luckily, there was a man in administration that said, no, we're not having that, bro. You can be who you are, but you can be like that after class, brother. Even to come in here looking like Tyrone Jenner up in this bitch. So again, I respect the institution and all the great men it produced. However, y'all stop acting like Morehouse is just the epicenter of masculinity. Y'all just stop that now. I've seen a couple of cats come out, and I've seen some of y'all drop y'all sons off at Morehouse. I'm like, well, they probably knew about their boy hell in the 8th grade. So he was headed to Morehouse. When they probably saw him, yeah, my son had to go to Morehouse. But anyway, shout out to the institution and the history of Morehouse. You know, dear black men, you know, 'cause that's what this is about. Coming together as a political group, forming a fence around us politically, educationally, and economically. And my rant or my conversation to black men today is not about being anti-anybody. It's about finally being pro-us. Because, see, if we don't understand God and nature, you can't have a society without men, healthy, functioning, masculine men. Black women are screaming, even in they seem to be the oppositional, recalcitrant behavior. They're screaming for masculine men. But you got that small minority voices of feminists and of course, with the aid and the funding of white liberals and white Democrats telling them, no, you don't want him, he's patriarchy. He's toxic masculinity. Isn't it interesting that Malcolm X would be considered a toxic masculine man today? Did y'all know that? Yeah, he'd be considered toxic in today's culture and society. There's been pretty much overrun by white liberal feminists, white liberal Democrats, and their drones, their foot soldiers called black feminists, or the so-called educated, a lot of them sorority, corporate American black cheeks. You know, Eric, good morning. You know, that in itself. So I'm tickled whenever someone tries to throw out a Malcolm X quote today. Like, get out of here. Y'all don't believe none of that. Those were real men back then. Y'all don't want those kind of men. Because if y'all want those kind of men, they'll be all over CNN instead of Don Lemonade and Charles Blow. Oh, God. If y'all wanted those kind of real men, we seem to only get those kind of black men on Fox News. No, strong, masculine black men. Even though their political views are different from Democrats, we just, you know, 'cause all they talk about, if you look at the black men on Fox News, a lot of them talk about building, educating, doing for self. That's what they do. You know, just go and pay attention. And of course, they get into the rhetoric. Now, you ignore that part. They get into what I call the right-wing rhetoric. That's how they keep, you know how they keep their job. Just like black Democrats keep their jobs by supporting the LGBT and calling black men toxic. So, but on Fox News, at least they have actual heterosexual masculine black men on that network. And on MSNBC, CNN, they're beta males or they're gay. They don't have real men on CNN. They don't have real men on MSNBC. They don't have real black men. They have these beta male, bent over chair ass dudes. And these are the people supposed to be the spokesperson. These are the black men that y'all think are the spokesperson for the progression of our race, the progression of black family, black man, black woman. The Democratic Party is all about single mothers and children. Anyway, if you live in Memphis, there's this place called the Child Urban Institute. It's located in that concourse, and go check out their page. They're getting all this grant funding. Is majority white, ran in a black city, but all they seem to have their programs towards for women and children. There's nothing for father initiative or family initiative. And we need to stop calling a family a woman and children. That's not a family. If you go to church and you believe in God and nature, you know damn well that's not a family. That's a single woman, irresponsible woman that had cheering all over the place. That's not a family. A family is a mother, a father, and a household with children. Dear black men, it's time for us to be selfish and to take care of our boys, to go get our boys and get them from the clutches of this matriarch and from these Democrats and this liberal philosophy of this country that's taking hold of this country, and really seep down into our community. Because you know what they say, when America gets the sniffles, black folks catch the flu or catch the cold. And that's what has happened. We have to get our boys. So many of them out there running loose. They're behaving emotionally like the single women who raised them. And they're going to look for their male role models in the sports athletes and rappers. That's why you have a lot of them just out of there. We have to go and get them. And I didn't say date no single mother. You don't want to do that. That's not a win-win situation. I'm saying, as I said earlier, create a nonprofit or something where you bring them through. And I'm not talking about a goddamn football camp. I'm not talking about a basketball camp. I'm talking about something that builds their self-esteem. You're talking directly to them. Offer anger classes. Offer psychosocial education classes, life skills. That's the stuff. And also, when those of you who are in position to do so, check out what Kwame Brown is talking about. Reintroducing trades to a lot of black boys. Because now, look, in America, in our community, everybody doesn't want to go to college. A lot of people aren't meant to go to college, and that is fine. Because the black elite believes that everybody should go to college and get educated and do this, educated in a subject. And that's the way of success. When we know by watching the Hispanic community maintains and also have been given a title of the Foundation of America because they do all of the work, like far as building the bridges just about, and the landscaping and the trades, the electricians, the plumbers, the landscapers, the construction workers, the stuff that black men dominated up until the last 30 years or so. And somehow black boys have been talked out of doing that. Dear black men, let's get back to our original cause and our purpose here. Let's be protectors, providers, hunter-gatherers, protector, providers, creators. If you don't understand what that is, well, there's some books out there that can teach you to get you reacclimated into the purpose of black boys and black men. Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu always talked about it. His books, Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. Dr. Amos Wilson talks about the direct attack on black males and making them the angry, aggressive, sexual aggressive person in society. Dr. Amos Wilson. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing has a book. It may be a little highbrow for some folks to understand, but she has lectures that breaks her book down. It's called the ISIS Papers, where it talks about the purpose of attack on the masculinity and the sexuality of black males. Because when you got black males bent over chairs, they're not going to stand up to fight for you. You understand? And the buck-breaking thing is real. Kareem, what's up, my man? It's real. And going back to 1995, the Million Man March, October 16th, it was beyond a magical day. It was almost like God was present that day. Just a sea of black men, not one incident. And there were outsiders outside of our community, our race. There were people who were outside of our country who were waiting, almost praying for something to pop off, and nothing popped off because there was a particular spirit there that drew us together, and that spirit has been lost. And I want to do my part on my page to bring us together, because we all know, just like black people, we're a myriad of people. We're different, but we have one thing in common. We're still black folks. Kevin C., what's up? Wilson, what's good, bro? And so we have to get back to that. And I say this because we're all part of different organizations. We got Black Greek brothers. We got Masonic brothers. We got trade brothers who work with trades. We got the brothers who come out of college, PhDs, medical degrees. We got black men all across the spectrum. Entertainment brothers, athletic brothers. We have to come together because we have access to the resources to do it, but we have to reunite to save our lives, because everybody else, they're not rooting for us. Dear black men, we have an assignment. No one's rooting for our success. They like to become successful off of us. We have to change who the heroes are in the black race as it relates to black boys. It can no longer continue to be rappers and actors and professional athletes. We have to push our principals to the front of the line. We have to push our black educators, like first and secondary educators. We have to push our social workers. What's up? We have to push our mental health professionals to the front. Those should be the new heroes, like they were when I was a kid. Those should be the heroes. We should need to push husbands to the front of the line, not these damn athletes. Because athletes, they're no Jim Browns anymore. There are no Muhammad Ali's anymore. There are no the brother I named DeCarlo who threw the black fist up during I think the 68 Olympics, 69. There are no more of those kind of black male athletes. You got the black chicks doing stuff like that. You don't have too many black men standing up and throwing a black fist up at the Olympics or throwing up the X at the Olympics. Y'all ain't noticed that? Black boys and black men have been battered and beaten down. So they're under the stilettos of our women. And those of us who dare not to be beaten and battered down, well, our people are like, hey, you don't want to do that. Why you saying that? Boy, you could lose your job, but they ain't going to hire you. While our boys are mangling themselves with tattoos and self-destructive behaviors when we're not addressing this. But then you tell the black male not to stand up. Then if one stands up, it's only one, and we got about 20 million black dudes. Hell, if 500,000 stood behind that one, then you'll see there's a movement. That's when God enters the picture. God does not come in with just 3 people trying to fight a goddamn tank. That's why the Million Man March was so significant. Everybody saw it. There was a spirit and a movement there. That's why they worked so hard to make sure it was hated on. It was hated on before, then the hate increased afterwards, because they did not want to see the promises that we made that day to come into fruition within our race. And a lot of our women were recruited to hate on that. They hated so much that they even had a women's movement in Philadelphia. I remember seeing it because I remember, what's her name? Jada Pinkett Smith spoke there and all over there. They're talking about, they weren't talking about what we were talking about. Going back and protecting the boys, protecting our, rescuing their men out of the criminal justice system and all this. Nah, they don't do that because it goes against what they're being paid to do. Y'all didn't hear me just then. Just look around these young women. They don't give a shit because they have been given a clear path to do what they want to do. They are running wild and free. But then they have the nerve to say we're so unprotected. And to an assignment to the older women, y'all need to talk to these chicks. And I'm telling young men, get away from them. They're dangerous. And I have a t-shirt idea, and y'all can use it if you want to. I don't care. It says, if she wears weave, you better leave. She has a tat, brother, you better scat. Because all these are marks of the beast, in my opinion. Because they act weird. When they put that weave in their head, shit, you can't tell them nothing. And the only time they act feminine and sweet is when a white man is in their face. They should get to flicking and turning their damn hair and batting up bald eyelashes. They don't care. Not all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to keep saying not all because I know y'all are not stupid and I'm not dumb. But we're not going to pretend that that's not a big part of today's reality for a lot of young men 16 to 30 years old. See, I'm over 50. I'm out of that bullshit. But a lot of young men are falling by the wayside because they haven't been taught to be young men in the first grade, to be boys. We're teaching them to be gentlemen. Don't teach them to be no goddamn gentlemen. Teach them to be hunter-gatherers, protector, providers. And the women will decide. The one thing about it, the women decide how they want you. These old husky chicks today, mentally husky and physically husky chicks today, they don't want no man to who's in charge because they want to be in charge. So they're not going to pick a strong man. They're going to pick a bent over the chair ass dude to call their husband or their boyfriend to kick around and she can yell at and fuss at. I'm telling you, I don't see how y'all guys are together. I don't see how y'all with these chicks. Y'all have made decisions to be with these you guys. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You're married or you're dating this chick, and I don't understand. I just stand back, I let a lot of brothers know. I let y'all know being single is not a sin. There's a lot of peace in being your own person. Come on, somebody. Ooh, Y'all guys, for the sake of, well, I'm married or we together, man, please. Your mental health should come first. You with a chick, every time I look around, she's fussing about something. What the hell y'all fussing about? Guys, you're taught to absorb that abuse. Take it from me. Abuse does not see gender. Abuse comes in the form, women can be abused and men can be abused. But we're taught to be men and whatever. That's dumb. That's why there needs to be a nationwide anger management class for black men in our communities. You brothers need to volunteer or wait till you get in that domestic violence situation and bring your ass up in there. And I hope you're in one of my classes, because I'm going to tell you the truth. It might tell you to divorce her as soon as you get in that class, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to go to that 18-week domestic violence class, and she gets to go straight home. Because when I taught the class, it's batteries intervention. All right, so y'all got into it. She snatched your shirt off. She jumped on the car when you trying to leave, and they arrest you. So did she go to the class? No, she went home. So you in an 18-week program, you got to pay for every class. And then you got to take anger management after that, and she gets nothing, divorce her. Because how you going to do all the learning and being educated? You go back home to an undisciplined, untaught, angry person who thinks it's okay for her because she gets mad at something you said, or even you cheated, she gets to act a fool, and there are no criminal consequences, but you get all the criminal consequences? Divorce her, leave her, quit her. Yeah, fellas, one thing y'all must always keep in mind, and y'all don't even be paying attention when women are talking to you. And the statistics are there. I don't know why black men have gotten out of their logical minds, but I do know, because for the past 40, 50 years, you've been raised by women. So there's no logical thinking there. There's a lot of emotional stuff. I believe. I feel that. But you look at statistics, and they will tell you, and you can see it everywhere you go, women outnumber us. They outnumber us. They say it as a bragging thing. Well, you know, it's more women than men in college. It's more women in a lot of workplaces. It's more women. We're more educated than them. You know, all this. Y'all not even paying attention. Damn, my Aquarius mind. I pay attention to a lot of stuff. So when you're an introvert, you just kind of absorb things and process it in your mind. They tell you this, and you don't know what to do with the information. They give you the game, and you still don't know how to play the goddamn cards. So let me help you. See, when someone says, like, when women tell you, we outnumber y'all, that means that you ain't got to take shit from nobody. If she even hiccups loud, you know what, I don't like your hiccup. You got 7 other chicks you can talk to. If she's like trying to act a fool on the smallest thing, I'm sorry, baby, I don't do anger. You got 7 other chicks you can go and talk to. You understand that? Guys, you have options. You do. If you're in a marriage and she all fussy and shit and crazy, you got 5 or 6 other women you can go and date and possibly marry, and the 4th one will probably be the sweet one. I'm saying to you guys who are not about that nonsense, because a lot of guys they get off on drama. So I'm not going to leave them out. I'm not making the assumption that the mass majority of black men like peace in their home. They like civility. No, it's a lot of dudes who so messed up. They ain't right unless the woman is acting a goddamn fool. It's like they get off on her busting his windows out of his car, messing up his clothes. Yeah, I know, man. I shouldn't have done that, man. You know. No. I'm talking to the calm brothers who earned a living. You've gone to college, or you created a business, or if you worked as a plumber or an electrician, you hustled all your life to have something, and you run across this weirdo who's acts a fool with you, and you like, well, nah, man, you know, it's just a female. No, don't give him that excuse. Because you don't give me in this, you know, it's just how dudes are. He done talk crazy to you and cheated you, but you know, that's how dudes are, man. You don't give him that, you don't give men that pass. So why you giving the women that pass, dum-dum? Because you were taught to be a beta male simp in the 1st grade. Okay, you don't hit women. You don't do this shit. You better do everything to them. Because you can read in the paper, what them do newspaper, read on blogs, look at the news on social media. You see women running over dudes, cutting them up, shooting them up. Did y'all see that lady who walked up and just shot point blank range and blew the chick's head off right there? And y'all still try to give them, well, you know, that's just a female. Y'all dudes are silly. But anyway, dear black men, we have to come together, man. It'd be great if we had this conversation on Zoom, or we had a conversation across the country to redirect and re-educate each other on what we need to do so we can be better men for our community and be better men for the women who want men to choose from. And as always, there's an option. You have options. If you don't like this African-American cultural woman, guess what? Black women are all over the world. Get you a passport, brother. Go to South America, go to Africa, all over. Sisters, black people aren't just dropped off in America. Black folks are dropped off all over, especially in the Caribbean. And the cultures are different. So if any sisters like, well, you know, they don't like black women, can't handle. No, we weren't built to handle you. We were built to be hunter-gatherers, protectors, providers, not to put up with fussiness and foolishness. And also, American culture is feminist, is LGBT, and is anti-masculine men. Other cultures, the women respect the men, and they know their place. If you don't believe me, look at your Hispanic community in America. Look at the Asian community in America. Their marriage rate is over 60%. And the guys are 5'3", 5'4". They got a wife and 4 kids. These silly bras think all of us supposed to be 6 foot. And that's why most of... Anyway, that's a whole other life. Y'all, pay attention, brothers. I love you. We need to love each other more. If those who don't want to be a part of this, don't fool with them. Let the police have them and let the ratchets have them. They'll come crawling back after they 6 baby mama. But y'all be cool, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.